How are you? I feel like it's been forever since we've had an opportunity to talk. Is the algorithm the new God? I'd say yes. You know, we are watching everything we say, watching everything we type, because we're trying to dodge the algorithm. I even have people that I know that they won't even subscribe to certain things. They won't do it. They won't subscribe. They're like, I'm not going to even subscribe to a person. Oh, and they won't even share. They won't subscribe. They won't share. They're afraid. What are they afraid of? They're afraid of being like when I was a kid, my mother always told me to do the right thing because, God is watching. And then I would always make sure that when I talk to my kids, I would always tell them to do the right thing, even if you think no one's watching. See, my mother was too busy thinking that God was, something I needed to worry about as far as, you know, uh, I had to be very careful in my mother's eyes of what was, God was always watching me, and I was always afraid to do anything wrong for a long time. And what sucks about that is that when you have God watching over you in your mind, then when you do something wrong, you feel so guilty about doing something wrong that you do it again and again and again and again. And you take on this massive guilt, in religion, they push guilt like crazy. Guilt is everywhere. And I know that I the church made sure that I felt guilty about. I remember when I was about 13, 14 years old. About 13, I guess. And my mom was working the night shift at the hospital, and she was uh, housekeeping or order work. I'm not sure. I think it was housekeeping. They called it back then. And my mom was working the overnight shift, and I had just finished, relieving myself like a dog. I started to, and I'd fall asleep, and my mom would come home from work, maybe 4 in the morning, and my pants would be down, and I guess she would cover me up or whatever have you. And I remember she asked me, she was like, "Are you playing with yourself?" And I was like, "No, of course not. No, Mom, no, Mom. Are you kidding me? Nah." Straight cap. And then she arranged for the brothers in the church to talk. And they were they were reading from the scripture, and they was talking about how, even if the scripture doesn't say it's bad to do something, if you feel bad about it, then you shouldn't do it, and that's like God's way. They were giving me all these examples, and I was just like, I don't feel bad. And one of the brothers was like, no, you're supposed to feel bad. You're not supposed to touch yourself. You gotta feel bad. If you don't feel bad, then you're not a good person. And I know you're a good person. So you have to feel bad. I mean, just pumping this freaking brainwashing crap. And I just didn't feel bad when I did that. I was like, I felt relieved. I felt great. I was ready to handle my damn day. And, you know, I look at now, 30 years later, I'm being careful what I'm putting on my phone, what text messages, how am I coming across with certain titles and just certain responses to people, and constantly editing myself from saying certain things I don't want to say. We just cannot talk freely. And it just reminds me of religion and how we was always so afraid. And they're pushing this guilt. Like, people won't even share a video because of fear of the algorithm. People won't even subscribe because of fear of the algorithm. They won't even comment. They won't even put a thumbs up because of fear of the algorithm. They care so much. It's like people believe that somehow, some way, when they tell everybody to get in the damn buses, right? Get your ass in the bus or get your ass in the train, and they're taking you away in a concentration camp style, whatever that is in their minds. They start to freak out and they start to say, maybe if I don't share, maybe if I don't comment, maybe if I don't do this, that, and the other, when they come and they trying to tell everybody, get your ass in the damn train, get your ass in the bus, get your ass in the truck, get your ass in the van, get your ass in the car, that some way, somehow, they're going to be like, wait, chill, whoa, not him, not her, because they have no opinion in the world. They have no opinion. They're good. Leave them. You go back upstairs and finish dinner. We sorry. The algorithm is the new God. People are terrified of the algorithm. They don't even want to say anything that's going to have them where they take a stand, or they take a stand that goes against what's being pumped and pushed. It's like you can't talk about certain things that's happened in the past. The stuff that Alex Jones was accused of talking about. You can't talk about that anymore. And that's one of the things that kind of woke me up, honestly. And wasn't even him, because as far as I was concerned, he didn't talk about it enough. He was actually just like playing with the surface of it. Other people were going harder. Other people were going in. One of the people that helped wake me up was Red Silver J. And you should have saw his interpretation of that situation that Alex Jones was accused of. You see, I won't even say the words out loud. I won't say the name of that place or that town or the situation or what happened. I won't even go there. Why? Why won't I go there? Because the algorithm is the new God. It's the new fear. We're terrified of being canceled to some degree. I don't know, man. Nobody wants to be canceled. That's for sure. No one. Look what's happening to Andrew Tate. I mean, they shutting this guy's ability to collect money from grown men that want to join or be part of whatever it is that he's doing. And that's crazy because you can go on Facebook and they can show you a picture of a jet ski that's floating on top of the water, 3 feet off the water on these little stilts. And these jet skis are flying all over the place, and you can have one for $150. And then what do? They send you a little miniature toy of what you saw in the video, because that keeps them out of the legal ramifications. So you pay $150 for a little plastic toy, thinking that you were going to get some sort of weird jet ski from China that was going to have you riding all over the place. So you can do that. You just can't be part of anything Andrew Tate has to say. This algorithm, boy. We're so afraid of it. We're terrified of this algorithm and the repercussions of not playing along. And people are, what they're doing, they're playing along, to getting along until they, what's the word? Play along till you get along. Oh, I don't even know. You see, I don't even know these phrases and these things. I have no idea. Let's see what people are saying. I saw a couple of people up here. Does that say saucer hands? Hair? Scissor hair? I can't even read that. SCORIES. Somebody wanted to be first. Red face, what's going on? Let me purchase some of those gummies. Yeah, man. Let's do that. Naked Matrix. I always loved that name. Yeah, the gummies are a hit. It looks like I'm going to do really well with the gummy world. I'm actually working on a new packaging for the gummies. Because, I got a guy. One of my clients, he's been making the boxes for the cookies that we put the cookies in, even though I stopped making the cookies the last month and a half because of the heat wave we had in New York. And the way I have a proprietary way of putting the chocolate chip cookies onto the cookie, it was not working with that heat. So the same person who's making the boxes for me, which I have I think I have 90 boxes, and the guy who made the boxes, he has another 90 box. He has another 100 boxes, or 50 to 100 more boxes for me. So we're definitely getting our box game up for the cookies. So now I'm working on a new box for the gummies, and I'm still doing only 3 gummies for the 20. I always say, I don't know what people want as far as for $20. I'm giving you 3 gummies for $20 damn. But the gummy world is really it seems like most people seem to have gummies. Yeah. Every time they getting it, it's being flown in from all over the United States of America, these products. I just make my own. I'm not buying gummies and then reselling them, and then they have all those colorful colors, these pretty colors. People doing gummies. No. This is we're grown-ups here, man. This is a cannabis gummy. I'm not trying to compete with a rainbow-colored gummy. I can't compete with the rainbow-colored gummies. All that packaging looking like children are eating. No. We're not doing that. We're doing it different. Let me see. Andrew, what's going on? I respect the dig. I don't know. Wrong. Explain your ill. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. I dropped my light. But as you can see, it's not that big of a difference. The light was running out anyway. Yeah. This product is pretty trash. You get about 15 minutes of light, and that's about it. 20 minutes. I'd rather have something connecting to the USB. That'll be better for me. What you gonna do? Que sera, sera. I gotta buy something new. I just wanted to talk about the algorithm and how it's like people won't even share something they like because they don't want the algorithm to judge them. You know how people say only God can judge me, only the algorithm can judge me. Is what's going on. And there's a part of me that feels like the algorithm has always been here, always judged you, was always God. This algorithm is the matrix. And the control structure that we have, like when I say control structure, I'm talking about like Congress and presidents and these lobbyists and all this kind of stuff. They're all part of it. Even if they don't know it, they're all part of it. Yes, the algorithm has always been here. Exactly. The algorithm has always been here. We just now saying the word algorithm, but the algorithm has always been here. It's always created the stories for the times. It's always allowed certain people to have certain powers and move in certain directions, and everyone, it's a total selection. I just wanted to take a moment and just give my 2 cents about this algorithm. The algorithm is real in this fake ass, stage ass world. It's truly the Truman Show. We are in the Truman Show all day. And, the Truman Show was a place. It was an actual place where everyone followed this one guy. And they paid a subscription from birth to watch this person live their life. And you got to see this person interact, even to the point where you got to see their marriage. You got to see their marital bed. You got to see the children that were coming out of this marriage. You got to see this person go to school. You got to see this person cry. You got to see this person be happy. You got to see this person, relieve themselves in the mornings or at night or whenever they had an opportunity. You got to see all that, and you paid for that. And the Truman Show, when I say we're in the Truman Show, it's like everyone is in their own Truman Show, because in this place, right? In this place, it was like a dome. Right? It was like some sort of dome facility. It was like, like some sort of huge, some sort of huge superdome, like where they play basketball. I mean football. One of those kind of like stadiums. But the stadium had it in such a way where when you're walking down, driving to the end of the stadium, before you knew it, you were driving back. So you're inside the stadium, driving back and forth, some sort of holodeck. In the movie The Truman Show, they didn't show that concept of a holodeck. It was all more like people were there moving the stage around. Whereas what I'm saying is that the stage is actually being moved. Yes, the stage is being moved, but not by people. People are not moving the stages like they did in the Truman Show. It's the stage, it's moving on its own. And the stage that we're in this Truman Show that we live in. And we always have to remember, you got this guy who was being looked at and watched the same way you look at um, the Kardashians and all the stuff that they gone through. Like, you've been watching these people for 15, 20 years go from, you know, with the sibling rivalry to friendship to the body modifications to the ups and downs with the athletes, and you know, all the different men. There's so many men coming in and out of these homes, and so much about this person. It's the same thing like the Truman Show, but it's not that you're fixated on the one person. Because think about this: the Truman Show is a place, and everyone is watching this one guy, right? And this one guy had to have a mother and father. Yes, they were actors, but there was product placement all over the place, and they had to concentrate on lighting and where was the right place to stand to even have a conversation with Truman, so that when the people that are paying their monthly subscription to watching this person, the same way you watch somebody go shopping for sneakers, or you watch someone go shopping for handbags, you're still in this Truman Show, your own proverbial Truman Show. You're watching these people. And the thing is that they're unaware, the same way Truman did not know in any way, shape, or form what was going on. He had no idea that he was starring in his own, like, he was the star in this little world. And now everyone is a star in their own little world. They all believe that they're stars, and they all look at me, you know, they all in their cameras, and they're just constantly connected in this Truman bubble, so to speak. So in this Truman Show bubble, what I always like to talk about is how in this place, he had the mother and the father, right? So the mother and father, were they living in this house that was rigged with all these cameras? And when did they take breaks? When did they get to see their family? I'm sure the father could just be like, next thing you know, he's like with his real family outside of the space. But what if, to make it more realistic, they house his actual wife at the place, and maybe his biological children now go to school with Truman at the school. So they're at the school, all these kids. So now you have Truman that we're all tuning in just for Truman, right? So now we're tuning in to watch Truman in class, and in that class there's 30 kids, 20 kids, 15 kids, whatever amount of kids. Each one of those children will have a mother and father that have to now be housed. Okay? So as the show progresses and he gets older, you're going to need more people, because these, like, you have kids that are going to school with him. There have to be new children that come into the school, and these require more parents. What happens with these parents on the weekend? They're going to want to go out somewhere, so you got to build a movie theater. You know, these people that work there, their button to their shirt might come off. You're gonna need a dry cleaner. You're gonna need a seamstress. So now you're creating this huge town of people that gonna need a bar, gonna need a pool house, gonna need an arcade. You're gonna need a dry cleaner. You're gonna need a place that these people can go and buy clothing. You're gonna need a place for these people to go, and you know, they can't just leave because there's so many compartmentalized parts in this Truman reality. And it's like Rhythm's figured out a way to get it from that one guy, we watching this one guy, to now everyone is watching their one guy. It's no longer the Truman as the star of the place, you're the star of your own reality, and everybody around you is looking at you. And if you're not playing that role, then it's the opposite, reverse role where you're looking at the Truman of of who the Truman that you represent. You represent, or either you're going to be a seller or a buyer. Remember that from Baby Boy? He had to figure out whether he was going to be the buyer or the seller. They all intertwine and they all are in the same space. You know, my Truman Show analogy. Sometimes when I talk about it, I am spot on point, on point. And then other times, I find it a little difficult to just really, sink my teeth deep into it. I appreciate everyone who stopped in to say hello, to press the like button and, even hit the Cash App at Elvis Rosenberg, and that's $ Elvis Rosenberg, and the Venmo is at Elvis-Rosenberg, if you were so inclined to have gotten any value out of this. You are appreciated, and of course, I love you. Come on. And I tell you I love you because we need to hear it. I tell you I love you because it's true. I tell you I love you because I lived in a world where I had a sibling and a spouse. No, a sibling and a parent. One parent, one sibling who never knew how to say these words. It made them uncomfortable, made them feel strange. And I know there's a world of people who have suffered from that. So why I always like to take a minute and say I love you. And I mean it. We are in the Truman Show, y'all. And it's just like, I also, let me just go back a little bit. I say things like this, that it feels like algorithm that we're in, this reality that we're in, this place that we're in, this construct that we're in, some way, at one time we were needed. Human beings were needed, like in the Truman Show. Remember when he was walking down the street and something fell out of the sky with some sort of lighting, some sort of stage lighting, bam, just slams right in front of him, almost kills him. You see, this lighting needed to be put up somehow. A person, a man, a woman, a human needed to put up these lights. So even in this reality where it appears that it's a construct, it appears that it's some sort of fluid reality, one which people are not pushing. Remember I said in the Truman Show how they were pushing the stage manually, moving the stage. I think that somehow we have been able to advert, I think it's the word, the reset. So whatever happens every few hundred years in this reality has somehow been stalled, and that the use of people is no longer necessary. The algorithm has figured out a way to press the buttons and pull the levers without utilizing humanity, without utilizing humans. So this algorithm and in this reality that we're in is somehow being controlled in such a compartmentalized way that the people that are definitely in on it don't even know how deeply in on it they are. Like, do you remember the Snowpiercer? Snowpiercer was this movie that they turned into a television series, and everyone would be told that there would be these announcements on these speakers, these announcements, and these announcements will always say something about how I don't know if they would say it like this, but this is going to help with my point. They would say something like, this is for management. Management said this. There was also some sort of movie on HBO 20 years ago, 15 years, I don't remember how long ago, but where they were like in a circus, and there was like a little person as a star of this, and They would always be like, no, 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 we're only following management. Management said to do it like this. And it's like management, it's like we keep blaming management for what's going on. Like, oh, it's not me. It's management said to do it like this. It's like, I kind of lost my train of thought just now. Forgive me. I was thinking too hard about this movie scene where, um, the guy. Anyway, let me see. It's been a long day. They afraid. They are fed. Yes, we are. Yes, the algorithm has always been around. That's Eric Payne. What's up, Eric? How are you? Yeah, so, yeah, the levers, how the algorithm no longer, it's like the algorithm figured out a way for that light fixture that almost killed Truman to never happen again. They figured out a way to run lights where a man is not needed to go there and manually adjust it and tighten it. The algorithm has figured it out. So whoever's pushing the buttons and pulling the levers, they don't even know what buttons and levers they're pulling. They believe it's like this algorithm is so intense that it possibly has someone pushing levers and pressing buttons that are in a belief that these buttons and levers that they're pushing in wherever place they're at where this is actually happening is something totally different. Like, they probably think they're walking into a job and this job is showing them on the screen what happens here, what happens there. They have no idea that they're automating planes and trains and automobiles and tanks, and they have no idea where this is. They have no idea, no concept whatsoever. They totally are not in on it. And the algorithm is having people press buttons and levers where there might have been a time where people did press buttons and levers that believed it was part of some sort of great amazing cause in this reality, or what helped keep this earth that we're in, this whatever this is, kind of keep it lubed up and going and functioning and all that kind of stuff. There's probably just imagine you're in your car and you're driving, and what you see is you going to work, and what you see is you pressing the radio. What you're not even aware of is just that by you doing the things you're doing, it's so much more involved, just so much huger than you can ever imagine. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a spoke on a wheel. You'll appreciate it. Let me see. Anybody else? They're afraid of free will. Free will. Free will. Free will. They are afraid of free will. They are afraid of free will. That was said by Eric Payne. Eric Payne says they are afraid of free will. Free will. It's interesting that you say that, because it seems like the trick is to have you believe that you're doing it on your own. The trick is to have you believe that you are in control and that you made the choice. So I would agree with you, Eric. They are afraid of the free will and the ability to always remember to forget. The power in forgetting. Like, it's like a person is going through their life and their life is freaking amazing and great. And then something happens. Maybe they walk by some place and they smell a flower. And they're like, and that triggers a memory. But their life was amazing. Their life was absolutely amazing, and then something happens and they remember. It's like getting knocked out. You get punched in the jaw the right way, boom, you're totally knocked out. Someone walks over to you with a 9 millimeter or a gun, and they light your car up. Boom, boom, boom. You don't feel it, man. You're out of here. It's like the body, like if you throw yourself from a window and you land and you slam on your back and your head pops like a damn grapefruit on the ground. You're gone. It's over. You didn't feel it. You're out of here. The only ones that feel it is the people that got to witness that shit. And it's like stays with them in that trauma, but the ability to forget is something that's so powerful. The human body has a way of forgetting those traumas. And a lot of times people might say or argue that those traumas still stay with you and mold you and make you who you are, and recognizing the trauma will help you as a better person. Of course, I agree with all that as well. But I'm just saying, the power to forget is a very powerful tool. You know, um, the power to forget. And there's just so much stuff that goes into the free will that they don't want you to know that you really, so they always tricking you to believe you have free will and that everything is that you decided to do, which is all BS. We know this. It's the ability to pivot. Yes, free will is dangerous to the paranoid. Free will is dangerous to the paranoid. It's the ability to pivot. Yeah, the ability to pivot. Definitely. Is the algorithm the new God? I say yes. The algorithm is the new God. You know, people are terrified and afraid of being judged and canceled. Much more so than the child is afraid that God is watching them and they're not going to take that chocolate bar. Or they're not going to take the girl into the closet and smooch. So great that we have the opportunity to just speak on things that are on our minds, things that we ponder, things we think about. And whether there are repercussions or not, it's still very refreshing to be able to do what I'm doing right now. And do I thank the algorithm for that? Technology for that? Who do we thank for that? I don't know. But I thank you for listening. I thank you for commenting. I thank you for hitting the like button. I thank you for hitting the dislike button. And I would really like you to share. Who cares what they're going to say? Who cares? You are appreciated. And I love you.